I'm asking this crowd if they've ever, really gotten into Resident Evil, and they're like, "What game is that? I don't know what game." No, I'm teasing.
That's really
we
small.
got some big Resident Evil fans in the room right now, right? Y'all some Resident Evil fans? Just checking, just checking. How are y'all doing today? Are you enjoying the show so far?
Yes.
So glad to hear that. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful, beautiful Sunday. You could have been anywhere in the world, so we're so happy that you're with us. When it comes to this game, this magical, eerie, creepy game, I have to know, what was your first entrance into it? Was there a particular Resident Evil that you played or stayed away from because it was too creepy? Where did you come into Resident Evil as a game series?
I'm going to go first because mine's shorter, and then you can actually give nice answers. I came in with Resident Evil Village. So Lady D was my first introduction into the franchise.
Did you not play the game at all?
Nor.
Okay.
I did not grow up a gamer.
Fair. That's more than fair. I get that.
So that's my really short, brief answer, but also what a way to be introduced, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay, take it away, Stephanie. She has a much better answer than me.
Okay. I was introduced with the original Resident Evil 2.
Right.
So the original Resident Evil 2, I was not allowed to have it at my house, but my neighbor had it. So we went to his house.
Right.
And so that's when I first got to see the game. And I remember like seeing them kind of playing as Leon, and I would just kind of like walk by. I was like my brothers and whatever. And then I saw them, they were starting it or something like that. And they're like, "Oh, like who do you want to play as? Like Leon or Claire?" And then I remember all the boys, like when you were little at that time, they're like, "I don't want to play as the girl." And I was like, "Wait, you can play as a girl?" So and I got so excited by that. And it was funny because then as we would kind of play it, then they'd be like, "I want to play. You died already. Let me try." You know what I mean? And it just changed it.
Of course.
They just needed to have that like permission to play as Claire. So that was really cool. So that's kind of how I got introduced into it. I didn't play the full game because it was my neighbor's game.
Right.
But that was the first time, and that's the time when I was just like, "Oh, she's badass."
Oh, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. A
yeah.
true embodiment of you now bring to life. I love that.
I didn't know that was going to happen later on in life, but yeah.
It was in the fates, like the stars were twinkling. Now, Maggie, have you played since you've joined the franchise?
Do you want to give him another nice short answer?
Nor.
I mean, listen. You don't have to play the game. You are the game. So I get that. That's fair.
I am the game.
That's right.
No, y'all, I'm really bad, and people have tried to get me to learn how to play video games a number of times, and even the most patient of my friends has given up. I just run into walls. I don't understand. I can't memorize what all the buttons do, and it's just no bueno. It's bad. It's
fair.
very, very bad, and I give up.
That's all right.
But I've watched playthroughs, and I really enjoy watching people do playthroughs. I did a stream with Nicole, Nicole Tompkins, who plays one of my daughters, and also Jill Valentine. So she had me on while we did a cute little playthrough, and it's really fun to watch everybody's work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I do have to give you mad credit. Lady D has been one of the most cosplayed characters from a video game that I think I've ever seen in like the last 2 years or so. What was it like to see so many people put on what you've brought to life?
Super cool.
Okay.
That was a bucket list item for me. I legitimately have a list that I created with my friend before any of this happened, where we made a list of like, oh, in our dream world, when we're stars, we want to have having a role that was able to take me to Comic-Cons, to see cosplay done of my characters, to see fan art made or fanfic written, all of that was on my bucket list. And actually throwing a table was on my bucket list.
Nice.
And then my friend had to sit me down after the game came out, and she was like, you can check all that off now, right? Let's check it off. And so that was a surreal moment to be like, oh my gosh, that happened. That came true. I got what I wanted. So that felt really, really cool. It's very special to me because I'm a nerd too, I've been on that side of it. And it really means a lot to play a character who is able to have such an amazing impact on other people.
Make some noise for that, y'all. Come on. That's awesome. Stephanie, cosplay has been a part of your repertoire. Have you ever cosplayed as Claire? And would you if you have not done so recently?
So cosplay. I mean, I like it. I've done cosplay versions of Claire. Sometimes some shows I'll come with, you know, the leather vest or the leather jacket. I'll do like a very like easy. Well, this is
She's
just
so
me.
cool.
This is just me.
Yeah.
I just walk
still
around.
giving video game chic.
Yes.
So it was like I got them in Spain. They're like holster
That's really cool.
purses.
Yeah.
You
no,
can get that
need
at the Ren Fair.
No, it
My
was not a
shirt's
Ren
from
Fair.
the
This
Ren
was
Fair.
from Spain. Okay.
Yeah, my
very
shirt's from
tropical.
Spain too.
Yes.
It used to smell like pure leather, like death, actually. But like, yeah. People are gonna hate
It
me.
smells very
I'm
nice
sorry,
now.
vegans,
Yeah.
everyone. But yeah, it does still smell it, right? Okay. But yeah. So I have done it before. What I haven't done though is a proper cosplay shoot
Oh.
as Claire.
Are we waiting for something? A special birthday, whatever?
Maybe a special item I've been wanting to do this with.
What is this item? Please tell us.
Oh my gosh, I've been holding out to tell people this.
Do you just hold on to it and then surprise us with this great photo shoot?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I think that's what I'm going to do. No, I can't.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
an item that I really want
Okay.
to do like a truly badass cosplay
All
shoot.
right. I'm gonna do something I
So.
don't normally do, but I'm gonna ask for your pinky, please. Oh wait. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. All right. All right. So wait. I
exactly.
need your pinky. I need your pinky.
Wait, what am I picking?
No.
I take this seriously.
Yeah,
you
you have
understand?
to.
I pick it.
You
I
have
pinky
to.
swear and I kiss it.
Okay,
You have
all right.
to-
I need to know
Listen,
what I'm about to do.
okay.
No.
State
So-
the swear before
You have
we
to state the
link
swear
the
before
pinkies.
before- yeah, thank you.
Within
Thank
a
you, Ref.
year, within a year, you have to get this done.
Oh, good accountability pinky swear.
That's
I'm on
right.
board with that.
I have a wedding to plan too, but okay.
Cancel it.
Yes.
Kiss it.
Done. Okay. Yes.
So
We're
everyone
getting that
stay
to happen.
tuned.
Okay.
What's
Yes.
today's date? July 21st.
That's right. That's right. You have a year.
2025.
You have
It'll
a
probably
year.
be right around wedding time, but I'll do my best.
Yes. No, I think
We can
that's
get
gonna be
that
amazing.
easy.
Come on.
The way I want it, though.
Oh.
I don't. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it right.
That's right.
Okay.
But you have a
That's
year.
right.
You have a year.
Okay.
That's
get it?
right.
I
There it
need a
is.
lot of contacts right now.
We don't even know what we've
We've got
agreed to.
contacts.
But yeah. Like yes. This needs to happen. This absolutely
It
needs
can
to
happen.
I
We'll
agree.
discuss on the down low.
Ask for help when you need it.
Yeah.
So seeing this
This
game
is a lesson in asking for what you need and allowing
Well-
people to help you.
I'm a lone wolf.
I know you are. Just reach out, damn it.
I'm like as bubbly and like hug everybody, but I'm like, I'm a lone wolf.
I must do this on my own.
I love it.
It's
I
my
love it.
quest.
Now, considering the characters that you are most famous for in this franchise, how similar are you to them, and what is the thing that is the most different from you to them?
Very similar. Yeah.
Okay.
I go
Maggie
on murderous
is her.
rampages
I get you.
all the time. I
You
kind
haven't
of
worn
wish
a
I
hat
had
all
extendable
weekend, though.
claws.
I
That
don't
would be
know.
really fun. Huh?
You have not worn a hat all weekend, though, so I don't know.
I'm not a hat person.
Okay. That's a difference.
And also now I had it stored in, I do actually have the hat, and I had it stored in my closet. And so it was bunched in a weird way. And now when I put it on to like do cameos and stuff, it's like weird, wonky, wibbly wobbly. It's not a good look anymore. So that's sad.
All right.
But yeah, no, I think obviously I'd like to think that not all of Lady D is shared by me. But the things that I admire the most about her as a character is her authenticity and how she is unapologetically herself, and she stands up for herself, and she does not allow anybody or anything to make her feel small or diminished in any way. And that is something that I think we can all strive to emulate a little bit more. I like to think I have it, but mostly I'm just trying.
No, you got this. Come on, make some noise for that.
You do, my
Absolutely.
love.
Absolutely.
Go, Claire.
Stephanie, what about you?
Yeah, I think as far as Claire goes, I mean, we always bring a little bit of ourselves into every character. And so the aspects that I think I kind of brought into her that were naturally already there, but I just kind of like pushed a little bit more was make sure like kindness was really pushed through. And then, although we had a whole talk about I need to stop being so kind, but
No, you said there's a difference between nice and kind.
well, nice and kind. You're right.
And
what
I
am
said
I
stop
saying?
being so nice.
You're right, and I said I'm
but
not nice.
continue to be
I'm
kind.
kind. But anyways, no, this is a thing. Nice people, they act like they're nice when they don't want to.
That's true.
So it's not genuinely coming from your soul, but kindness comes from your soul, from within, because you really, really mean it, and you're never going to do something you don't want to do then.
That's true.
So, but anyway, sorry. This is a whole deep conversation. But so I would say that, but I also think that her determination, she does not give up.
At all. At all.
At all.
Okay.
And that is something that I didn't, like, I knew that I had it because I'm like a pretty resilient person, but like I didn't realize how much I had it until I started, openly, like, by other people noticing it, when I play video games and it's like a game that is not very easy to get through, or just like your patience is tested hardcore. Like right now I'm playing, actually we talked about Tomb Raider yesterday, but I'm playing Tomb Raider, the remasters, and like I love it.
Right.
But it's also like challenging my patience hardcore, and I'm playing it online with everybody, and I'm just like, grit to get through this. You know, these controls are driving me mad, but I still push through, and I think that's a very Claire thing too. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
No, these are phenomenal qualities, and I think it feeds into why your performances have been so dynamic and fan favorited across the board. So that makes perfect sense. When it comes to some of the baddies, though, do you have any specific favorites? Not necessarily yourself in the game, unless you are your favorite, which is fair. But do you have any particular favorites of different things that they've had in the Resident Evil franchise? I mean, we start off with these zombie-esque type things, but it's included everything of a mutant sort of nature. So do you have any favorites?
Poor old Moreau
Aww.
is such a sad little bean,
Yeah.
and I think he deserves all of the love. So it's a pity love, but bless his little heart.
Okay, that's fair.
Bless his little heart.
Across the board, yes.
So he might be my fave only because he's just deeply sad.
A
But
monster in
Jesse's
need of a
great,
hug.
and the actor who
Indeed.
plays it. So yeah.
I do love that. Stephanie, what about you? Do you have any favorite monster type things from the series?
From the series as a whole?
As a whole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I always had a thing.
Stars.
Yeah, right. I always had a thing with the liquors were always terrifying.
Yep.
But then in Death Island, the movie that we did, the liquors freaking swim. Like, what the hell?
Right.
So they took on like another level of like. So I think that was probably one that kind of just like, it was kind of cool to see that kind of their evolution in a way, which I thought was really neat. I also, there's in, I think it was in Resident Evil 3. I don't know what their actual name is, but I like to call them poop dragons in the sewers that you go up against. Anyone have their real name? Because I'm just going to keep going with poop dragons.
From now on. We call them
They're
poop
poop dragons.
We all agree
Those
they're poop
guys.
dragons from now on? Excellent.
Do we know them? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So
PDs
those are
for short?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. That's what I got, poop dragons.
I like that. Okay. All right. I'm now going to play the game so differently now. Oh, the PDs are here. The poop dragons. I love it.
Yes, and then you can use a Pikachu gun while you're at it in Resident Evil 2. So you guys know the Pikachu gun, right?
That's right. Because when it peeks at
This
you.
is how one names these things. This is probably why, off topic, but if any Genshin fans, this is probably why I play Cloud Retainer Shenyun, because she names things very literally.
That's solid. That is absolutely solid. When it comes to...
Wait, is it solid? Are we talking about poop dragons still?
we are still talking about poop dragons.
Sorry.
Hopefully, because
Bathroom
loose
joke.
poop dragons, that's way worse.
And we're done.
way
Sorry,
worse.
everybody. I hope you're not squeamish.
Okay, so when it comes to gameplay, do you have a preference for how the game is played, either on an easy setting, medium setting, or hard setting?
Easy.
Easy?
Dear God, please.
I mean, no, that's fair.
Is there an easier than easy setting?
Assisted.
Assisted
I need the
setting.
bumper rails on for me.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just recently learned the true value of the hardest setting, which is if you enjoy the game, put it on the hardest setting so it takes you longer to beat it in a positive way, not just like, oh, this sucks. But I was just curious if you've ever like really delved into what the hardest version of the game is, and maybe that is something that you might enjoy just for the sake of it.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. Okay. All right.
Absolutely
Maggie's
not.
like, don't do that to me.
No.
I don't want it.
I run into walls. How many times do I have to tell you? I just run into walls.
She's already in hardcore
I'm
mode.
already in
I
hard
was gonna say,
mode.
They secretly put it on the hardest mode. They never told you.
That's what it is.
That's what
Okay.
it is.
My friends
I
are
get
the
it.
problem.
Yep,
They've been
yep,
trolling
yep,
me the
yep,
whole
yep, yep.
time.
The whole time. They just have never told you. That's just what it is. Stephanie, have you ever tackled a game on the hardest mode?
No. So what happens is I'm playing it normally, and then I run out of everything, and then it becomes hardcore mode.
Got you.
And then they offer me assisted, and I say never. And then I keep playing in not hardcore mode, but hardcore mode,
Right.
and then I feel good about it
you go.
because that's my grit and determination to
talking about.
finish.
That's what I'm
So
talking about. How many of you guys play in hardest mode? Y'all are insane. I love you too. That's good stuff. I do want to throw it out to you guys to ask some questions. So we've got the microphone over here. If you want to line up,
as
can
you guys
definitely do
line
so.
up, I have a question for you though.
Oh, what you got? What you got?
What's your favorite dinosaur?
My favorite dinosaur?
Oh, this again. Every time Stephanie and I do a panel.
When it's just me and you, I need to ask. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Stegosaurus is my favorite.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes.
So it says a
Excellent.
lot about you to ask somebody their favorite dinosaur. You learn a lot about a person.
I can see
What
that.
does a
I can see that.
stegosaurus say?
So Stegosaurus, in my opinion, means you can be very steady and kind of stable, but you like things a certain way. You like things lined up a certain way. You have a certain amount of structure.
I feel red right now. Hold on.
Yeah, but you are close to those and you are protective of those around you, but not everybody. You pick and choose your people you want to be protective of, but because they have to fit within what it is that you feel is like in my box. It feels right.
Okay.
Anyways, that's what I'm rating
no,
off
no,
of
no,
Stegosaurus.
No.
Scale of 1 to 10, how accurate?
That is so beyond
11?
accurate. Like, it's like, no, it's 42 is what that is. Like,
Cool.
so it all began when my mom told me, like,
So
that's,
mine was Triceratops.
okay.
Oh, fun.
Wait, yours was
Was
like
I-
pterodactyl or something?
Was I pterodactyl or was I a raptor?
Something like that. Oh, wait. Stop.
Oh, that one too. But I don't think that's not me.
No.
I think I might be a raptor.
I could see, yeah. I
Sorry.
could see you raptoring.
Yeah.
We're going to do dinosaur impressions when we leave here. I just want
Okay.
to throw
I
that
think
out
we
there.
just
Stegosaurus?
did. What's your Stegosaurus?
No. I don't do my Stegosaurus is lame because they just kind of walk around. But like my raptor, we will talk.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We can be birthed. We can hatch from behind.
Oh, we're
and-
hatching dinosaurs. We're baby versions of them.
Baby raptors.
Oh, I feel like my Triceratops baby's going to be cute. Okay.
Oh, I love it. I love it. This is so the best panel of the entire weekend now. Hello.
Okay, there we go. Hi, my name is Sarah, and my question is, what's your favorite non-spoiler level?
Ooh, favorite non-spoiler level. Are you being specific about a particular Resident Evil game or just across the board?
The games they're in.
Okay, specifically the game that you're in, games that you're in.
What is that?
Do
Can you define non-spoiler? Yeah, what does that mean, non-spoiler level?
non-spoiler? So anything that happens is not a pivotal story change or story beat or story reveal, but you enjoy it like a lot. So like obviously if it's one that's like a major reveal, you don't want to say that one
Oh,
because
just to not mess it up for
yeah,
anybody. I
yeah.
see. Okay, got it.
Oh, just what is our favorite part of the game without spoiling a big thing?
Yeah.
Great. I was like, is this gamer speak that I don't know? Do I need to have a translator on stage?
We kind of just did.
You go first because I need to. Yeah, I know. You go first because I got to think.
I mean,
Throwing the
I
table?
feel like
Yeah.
the throwing of the table.
Full stop, throwing the
is-
table. It was a bucket list item. It was the
That is
happiest
pretty
day of
solid.
my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
I'm like
To this day.
jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I need to like
You need to throw a table.
throw
Make
a
a
table.
bucket list.
Yeah, I think I want to like karate chop or like kick through like a
Totally.
table.
I
I want
also
like
wanna
a
do
Chris
the-
moment with the boulder, you know? So yeah.
I want to do pull the cloth out from under a table. And I can't decide if I want all the stuff to fall and crash or if I want it to be perfect.
I don't
I'll
think
do
you have a
both.
choice.
Yeah,
I'll do
yeah,
both.
yeah.
No, but like in a movie. So
Oh,
they could fix it.
It's like in Spider-Man in the movie, in the live action, where he actually ends up catching like
All
all
the
the
things
stuff.
and
In real life, he actually did it like a bunch of times.
That
He
is
did
true.
it in real life. Like that
Yes.
was done, not CGI.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
practical.
anyway, so you can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah. If
I
Tobey
believe in
Maguire
you.
can do it, Maggie,
It's gonna
you
take
got
like
this.
1,000 turns, but it's gonna happen.
No, and my Slytherin comes out where I'm like, okay, how can we cut this corner? How can I make this go faster? I don't have the grit and determination.
I know.
to
She
sit
keeps
there and
reminding
figure
me
it
I'm a
out. like, all
Gryffindor
right, what's the
hardcore.
cheat?
That's
Where's
fair.
the cheat code?
No, I get it.
I don't have time for this.
Do you have a favorite level?
Castle Dimitrescu.
Good
Yes,
answer.
yes, yes,
Yes.
No, that's a good
I
one.
don't play them. I've watched Sayu and Jacksepticeye play
Okay.
them. I'd like to though. At
That's
some
solid.
point.
Okay.
But just I've
You will.
No.
Yeah,
I
I
will one
believe
day.
in you.
that's right. That's
Thank
right.
you. Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Thank you. I also love all the
Sarah.
merchants, like any of the merchant stuff that happens in Village is really fun.
I love
That is
the
fun.
dude.
So,
Yeah. Aaron does such a good job.
yeah.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Cody.
Hey, Cody.
I was mainly curious about what is the nerve-wracking moments you guys had during your characters, like the voice lines or anything. What was like the nerve-wracking moment you've had?
Yes.
So at the spoiler,
Mm-hmm.
anybody not finish Resident Evil 2? You might wanna.
Oh, no,
my
no,
dear,
yeah,
then there's nothing I can do for you
Yes.
here.
Pick a different one.
So it's literally just a line. It will spoil it, but literally just saying Leon. And that one moment towards the end, just for you that I'm protecting. Yeah, that was literally just when they re-meet, saying Leon. I've never had to say a line so many times in my entire life.
Really?
And they made me say that so many times because they're like in my brain, I'm like, oh, like it's been a lot. And you're just like, Leon? They're like, no. And then I'm like, whoa, then what do you want? You know what I mean? And then it's like,
Leon?
and then I was like,
Leon.
Leon.
Leon?
You know, and they're like, no, not enough. And then they're like, and I'm like,
Leon.
Leon? And then like, no. And then I'm like, what version of Leon do you want?
And then starts to lose all meaning.
Oh, I didn't even know what Leon meant anymore. It was like, am I saying it correctly? What is the word? Like, yeah, that was
Leone.
the hardest.
Leon. I don't know. Maybe like the lines that were frustrating were you come into my house, you put your filthy man hands on my daughters, and then you try to steal my property. How dare you? Because I had to like time the pummel him down into the earth appropriately, and that just took forever to time it out, I feel like. And then also, I think they had me do a bit of a transition from her into beast mode, and we were just figuring out what that looked like. So then I was just like, I don't know. Let me just try some stuff, and hopefully it's okay. But yeah.
Now that you have
Weird,
practice,
crazy
I'm excited
voice
for your baby dinosaur that's transforming into out of the shell because you've had all that practice now.
Thank you. Yes.
This
I've
is
been raptoring my
experience.
whole life.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have any? I'm Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
Do you have any tips or advice on preserving your voice, especially with a game that is so demanding like Resident Evil?
Wish I did. Sure
Like you
wish
said,
I
if
did.
you got some notes, holler at me. No, I get that.
That's a very good question. And one of my biggest, I guess, critiques of drama school, because I went to drama school, I had a ton of vocal training, but they all teach you how to be perfectly healthy and use your voice the technically perfect way. But it doesn't help you when you get into video games and you're having to make really gravelly, grungy, screamy noises. They don't teach you how to do that. So for me, I work very physically, so I'm trying not just to push from here. It has to come from the whole body. You know, if my arm's getting ripped off, I'm in the booth going, ah! and like flinging my arm about, so that it's a full body mechanic, and it's having to come from the core and from the diaphragm. That's where sound is being produced. And then also know your limits, because sometimes, you can do a gravelly voice. It's going to hurt after a while, and know that. That's the choice that you've made. And then you'll just take breaks and be like, cool, that was a 4-hour session that now I can't talk after. A lot of the Beast stuff for Lady D, I was like, okay, and I'm done. Thank you. So yeah, it's a good question. And I'm sad that I don't have more answers for you.
That's all right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's similarly. The only other thing is like during your rest periods is like, what are you consuming? Like, what are you leaving? Like for me, I love using cayenne pepper and honey and like a little paste, and I just kind of like let it sit in the back of my throat, like almost like and it helps to like flush like blood into that area, so like the white blood cells kind of go back there. This is my theory. And the honey, and it kind of soothes.
Science?
This is my science, yes. But that kind of helps to like calm those areas a little bit, and then just making sure you're warmed up before you ever start. And like you said, body
up and cool down. That's very important as well. Also, be hydrated before you even go
Super
in.
hydration.
Don't start hydrating when you get into the booth. Hydrate
the night before.
The day before.
Yeah.
And then the cool down is just important for me as the warm up, and it's just tiny little noises. My goal is to see how quiet can I do that, and that's my cool down. Nice. Or just a hum from top to bottom of your range as quietly as I can possibly do that.
All right. Thank
Great
you.
question. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Hello.
Hi, I'm David.
Leon?
Claire. My question was, what has been the biggest challenge that you have faced as an actor so far?
Oh. Yeah, that's right. This is an existential question. Happy Sunday.
You want to really answer?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Come on, we're in a safe place.
It's all this AI crap.
Come on now. Speak on it. Speak on it.
I almost lost a job over it.
Oh,
and
fight them. What?
Only because of my holding out and then saying, well, then I'm sorry, I can't do it, and showing up to the project and then saying, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do it, and then them realizing what was going on and said, what? And they're like, we're so sorry, and then I left, and then because it was going to cost them a lot of money on the lawyer side, they went, you know what? We second guessed it. Come on in. We'll do what you want.
Way to stand up. No, make some noise for that, y'all. That's important. That's important.
But this is a battle.
Yes.
And I don't mean to take this as a moment of education, but it's not going to be on you guys to make sure that if you really do want humans behind your stories and behind your characters, that you need to make very, very conscious choices, and you need to pay attention to that stuff. And if you see that it's using AI and it's replacing humans and us and all the stuff that makes us connect to characters and to stories, then you boycott that. You choose to say, I don't want a part of your XYZ game, so that we can continue to be able to be humans meeting you guys. Otherwise, there's going to be nobody to meet.
That's right. That's
so
right.
I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Yeah. No,
and also, if I could just give you props for a second, Stephanie, what you did is so hard to do, because I think for actors, it's very easy to feel like you don't have any power and you are just at the behest of these moneyed powers that be, and should be, and the narrative that we are fed as actors is that you should be grateful for every opportunity that you get, and as a result, these higher institutions are able to take advantage and underpay because they're feeding us that narrative that then allows us to be taken advantage of. So it's very difficult to do that, to stand up for yourself in that situation when you're actually on the job, having to say no to the client to their face.
That's right.
It's so hard. And that's part of one of the skills that you have to develop as an actor is your resiliency and your ability to stand in your own power. And
Absolute
it's just
clear
so hard.
energy.
So validating that what you did is
Thank
very
you.
inspiring.
Thank you.
We should
It
all
was
try to be like
painful,
Stephanie.
though. It was painful. I won't lie.
It's painful.
It was,
It's very
it's
painful.
very painful.
Yeah.
So.
You never want to turn down. I had to turn down a job too, and I was just like, okay, that really
it
sucks.
hurts. But
It
here's
hurts.
But here's what I will say: if I hadn't shown up that day and shown face, that part of the team didn't even know. They would have
course.
thought I just didn't show up.
Right.
So it was on the legal side of things. So it's not necessarily the people that are creating the game. Sometimes it's just the higher ups.
Right.
And so that was a big moment. It was a small battle that was won in a big giant war. But that's why I say ultimately it's on you guys, because we can only do so much before they say, oh, they're too strong on this one. Just don't even bother to bring them in. So yeah, there's the truth.
Very true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate
That got deep.
Hello.
Ooh, that got deep and it hurt.
Hi.
But it
Listen,
felt
no,
revealing and
I was gonna say,
vulnerable.
No, it
But
is.
you've
It's
got
very
us standing
vulnerable.
with you on that one. Like, you took that blow, but we've got you, hand on your back, holding you up, because that is very true and very supportive of that stance.
And it's the thing is, it's gonna look really cool at first. We're all gonna go, oh my God, look, it's done all by AI. That's crazy. We're gonna be like, that's so cool,
Right.
until we realize we're all gone afterwards.
Right.
So yeah.
No Skynet videos. Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Loey.
Loey.
Nice
Hi,
to meet
Loey.
you guys. I have kind of a deeper question too. So I've been in the Resident Evil fandom space for a while now, and a big thing there for you guys in particular too. So I'm so glad that it's you guys that are here. Is that your characters really speak to the lesbian community so much?
Let's go.
Like, I don't like, obviously, I mean, everybody loves Lady D, everybody loves Claire, you know, and but lesbians in particular, they really, really see a lot of themselves, especially in Lady D. Like, they feel representation in that way, like through women that don't need a man to get them through things, like women that can rely on other women. Like Resident Evil Revelations 2 was huge for me because of Claire and the girl that she was traveling with. Just those things. So I guess my question is, like, how do you get any impact from that? Do you, like, how do you receive these things? Do you encourage this type of, like, feeling? Like, you know, just, like how that community has your back? Like, how do you feel?
Quite
So-
honestly, that was one of the most special, moving, and powerful things to ever come out of that for me. This is part of the beauty of art, is that you create something, but then once it goes out into the world, audiences have the ability to relate and engage with that art in whatever way they see fit and however they define it. You can define it yourself, regardless of what our intentions were. And so I think it's really beautiful how these things that we've created sort of take on a life of their own after we put it out there into the world. So it's totally real. If you see it, if you believe that about her, it's totally real, and you can make her that thing. And I think it's really special. I never expected to have that impact. That's a community that's very important to me. And there is such a history in the queer community of seeing yourself in these characters that are kind of marginalized and off to the side, subverting societal norms in a certain way, and she creates her own chosen family. And there's so many parallels, of course, and it's so special and so impactful. This is why representation of any kind is so important, because it's really powerful to see that, to see a part of yourself represented on the screen and to realize, oh, it's okay, and I can celebrate this, and I have people that also celebrate this about me. And it's powerful. She's powerful.
Come on
She's
now.
badass.
Yes, yes.
So these things that make her unique, or you know, these things that make her live outside of societal norms are actually the coolest fucking things about her.
Exactly.
right.
So that was so unexpected and so moving and so powerful, and one of the things that I am the most grateful for to this day. And then also, as a side skip away from that, is I think when you're an actor, you think to yourself, oh, the characters that I play will have this meaning. The characters that I play will have this impact. Or the show or the work that I'm a part of will have the impact. But then what was cool about Lady D and what she did for me is that then people became interested in me as a person. So it's not just Lady D being able to have the impact, it's me. And I never expected that. So I feel a lot more agency now and a lot more power personally to be able to stand up for and speak for these communities that I love and wish to protect and advocate for. So that's been really powerful.
Love that. Love that. Make
Love
some
the
noise,
question.
y'all. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Stephanie, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with Claire, I think what and it all has to do with empowerment. Like, it all is just like, her character has always been a character of, and this was something that was really important to me. even with the way that she's styled in the new versions of the game, she has a long jacket on and pants, you know, and that was one of the things that I kind of was like, hey, like, I love, like, her old school, you know, version of her with her shorts and her, you know, and everything, but I was like, it's not realistic, you know. It's like, from somebody who comes from a motorcycle family, like, we wear pants.
That's right.
And we don't want a road rash, so like we're gonna have a jacket on and all this stuff. And so there was a big shift, and even the way that the gaze of camera angles are, there is no sexualization of her. If you notice that, she just is who she is, and you kind of respect and love her so much that you kind of just like admire her, and you still like can fall in love with her and all the things, you know what I mean? You can still find her beautiful or whatever you want to think of it, but it's done so differently. And I think what's cool about that is that it gives you, I feel like, you know, within, you know, the community, like it allows you to just be like, I'm just being, I don't have to be anything else. I don't have to show in any other way than just to be myself and just to be kind and open towards everyone, which Claire really does with everybody. Like even, you know, in you know, bringing back to Death Island movie, like there's a whole sequence for those of you guys that have watched it. Like there's a guy in there that's a total, you know, she literally, am I allowed to cuss? I always ask all the time.
Keep it real.
I always cuss.
I've already.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did I keep it clean or did I cuss already?
I've spewed up a storm of cuss words over here,
Well,
so go for it.
Yeah, there's a line when she's like, wait, where'd the asshole go, right? And like, there's this whole thing, but at the end of that, she still wants to save the guy, even though he's terrible. And she's like, you think just because of that I wouldn't help you? So that's what I love about her, is that she just accepts everybody. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything or be in any other way. Like, you accept everyone's safe and everyone's going to be loved and everyone's going to be protected. And I think that's what I personally believe maybe is what, you know, connects, you know, for everyone, because that's what it's about. Like, it's about that safety that everyone can feel and everyone can feel empowered by and have the freedom to be you.
You can't pick and choose who you save. That's the lesson, is that even the bad people you don't agree with, deserve to be saved. You can't pick and choose. Yeah. But then, I'm pivoting. Are you done?
Pivot.
I'm pivoting. All right. So, getting back to conversations around money and diversity and representation in media. Obviously, Lady D is not the end-all be-all of what that needs to look like, but what I think is so exciting about her and exciting about Claire Redfield as a pivotal female figure in a game is that these people that are producing things, they are talking about numbers. They're talking about money. And Lady D in particular has showcased just how much money a different character can bring into a game. Indeed. So if we continue to invest in alternate characters, alternate storylines, these things can be lucrative. People are desperate for, we yearn for new characters, new stories, because we have such a diverse population, and the people that are able to see themselves in all of these new characters, it will just be so powerful. So what's exciting to me about that is it's really showcasing the power that we as audiences have in telling these people that, hey, we want these, we want this. We want different characters. We want new stories. We want representation.
I love it. Okay, so
your watch.
We've got 4 minutes. We're going to try to get through everyone's question. Yeah. Go for it.
Hi, my name's Ryan, and I was wondering, out of any of the roles you've ever done, is there anything that you would go back to redo and why?
No, because this is a dangerous headspace game. So I try very hard not to do that. It's very easy. I just spat. I'd like to go back and redo that where I don't spit in front of an audience of people. But also, video games are great because they, I think for me, allow me a degree of separation to where I can just participate as an audience member once it comes out and enjoy it for what it is and not overly critique. It's part of why I don't overly watch playthroughs of the character as well. It's like I can do it a few times and then I'm good and I don't want to see it again because then I will nitpick and that's not healthy. So I try very hard not to.
Yeah, you never want to second guess any of your stuff. And that's why, like, I feel like you might be similar, but like whenever I'm on set, I will ask a million questions. And if I don't believe it, and if I don't, I'm not afraid. So like when I show up there that day, I'm doing the best that I can with what I have because I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to, hey, is this okay if I do an improv here? Can I play here? Like, and I really make it that moment. So whatever comes out of it was the best I could do in that moment with the information that I had. So there's no point in second guessing or going back.
Well said. I like that. Thank you. That's a great question. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Benji. I just wanted to know, as you were, doing the voices, things like that for your characters, did you expect them to be as popular as they were, especially Lady D, and seeing, like, when the games came out, how did that kind of popularity affect you?
No, I never expected that. Absolutely not. This is my first video game, for those who don't know.
Right.
That was how I broke into the scene. I had just moved to LA, and this was like the third thing I booked after I moved to LA. So I was totally naive and had no concept of what the final product could look like or what it could do for me career-wise, which I think actually was probably a blessing because I didn't know how high the stakes were for me. I knew because it was a Resident Evil game that the game itself would be a big deal. I never expected my character to be a big deal in many ways within the game. And so that was all just a very pleasant surprise. It changed my life the second that character came out and went viral. Awesome. It changed my life in every way, shape, and form. There's no piece of my life that has not been touched by her. Huh. That sounds weird.
No. Let it linger.
Leaning in.
Just let it linger.
You heard me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Respect. I love it.
I had the opposite reaction because mine was an iconic character already that I had to fill shoes of. So that actually put a lot of pressure on me in the beginning. But I will say we were making a remake, so we were just like, oh, probably, cool. Like, it'll just be like a remake. Maybe some people will buy it and be excited about it, Like, so we didn't know at all. Like,
it's so sweet. You're like, no one's going to care.
Yeah, no one's probably going to. I'm not even kidding. Like, we just thought, like, oh, we'll see, And so I had a lot of pressure because I was like, oh, my God, what do I do with this? Like, how do I take Claire, who's already iconic, and, like, Allison did a fantastic job with, like, how do I make her mine, And there was all this like fear of like, well, oh, it's a remake, so like, are you supposed to do it just like the other version, or like? And
yourself.
Yeah, and so when I remember after our first day, I was like so kind of like stressed and talking to Mr. H, who's like the head producer for like his baby was Resident Evil 2, the original. And he had his translator there, and I was like, hey, I just want to know, like, is there anything you want me to do differently? Do you want me to be, like, higher pitched? Would you like a little more of this, a little bit more of that? And he looked at me dead serious, and he was like, you are Claire. Whatever you do is her. And I was like, whoa. And I just like hit me. And then the next day I showed up and I was with the director and I was like, so I was thinking about my characters, and then I was thinking like, I was like characters that I really love, because I was like, I really love like Lara, from Tomb Raider, and I really love Ellie from The Last of Us, and Claire and da-da. And he was just like, he's like, Stephanie, this is yours. And I was like, yeah, you know what? So she's gonna cuss. She's gonna, and then that was it, because she didn't have that before.
That's right.
She didn't have that. Very last line. Goodbye, F-U-C-K-E-R. Maybe I won't say that one. They literally looked at me and they're like, oh, we don't know if our fans are gonna like that. Our fans might be like, she's really cussing a lot.
Did we like it?
So what I said to them, which I still can't believe I said, I had the balls to do this, but I was literally just like, well, then I guess we'll get new fans.
Hey! This is the same lady that stands up against AI. I just want you to know that.
I know, but I don't realize it sometimes. Like, all of a sudden it just comes out, and I'm just like, well, I'm glad that I just was like, I really believe in this, and I know where it's coming from, because I was like, she comes with a gun, she's in the end of the world, she's going to say this word as her last words to this, to G, okay? And I'm really glad it happened that way, because a lot of OG fans and new fans have comprised many videos of all her cussing and love it. So thank you.
I love it. Okay, we technically are out of time, but let's see if we can get through these last two.
Hello, my name is Amy.
Hey, Amy.
And my question is, what is your favorite scene that your character is in your game?
Favorite
Throwing
scene?
the table.
Throwing the table salad. Yeah. That's good. Yes.
Probably the "I'll get you."
Yes.
And I kick it. That was improvised. So yet another moment where I was like, "I'm sorry, you want me to just walk up to the door and that's it?" I was like, "Can I just try one more thing?" And then I did it, and I just like kicked it, and then they were like, "Yes." And now I autograph quite often with that quote.
Love it.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, I'm James.
Hey,
I was
James.
just curious about, outside of voice acting and acting in general, like what both of kind of your hobbies and like passions that you have outside of the voice acting gig and acting in general.
Oh, wow.
This is such a great question, and thank you so much for asking it, because we are in a really niche position where I think for a lot of actors, this started off as a hobby, but then once it becomes the thing that pays your bills, you just have a different relationship to it, and it can be very hard to disengage from it because it's something that you love, but it's also something that you survive on and need to be successful. So cultivating hobbies has become a new hobby of mine because I've noticed then that my whole life was built around my career. And then once my career was elevated with Lady D and leveled up, then the gaps showed more clearly. So I've been doing a lot of that. I liked pottery. I like to go on bike rides. I got a puppy. I really like training her.
Aww.
I'm very interested in animal behavior, and I like learning about that. And I like to color and read a lot.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
DIY home improvements. I watch a lot of real videos on DIY home improvements. It's a problem.
It's not a problem. It's all good stuff.
What do you do?
I think that's why we're friends.
It's solid.
It's true. Like, you do have to be a well balanced human, and as much as we love what we do, it's also our work. So like sometimes we do have to feed other aspects of ourselves to really, add to that. So for me, like, I love rock climbing and hiking and nature. I need nature so bad. Like, that's what keeps me sane. That is my therapy, So so a lot of that, so a lot of adventuring and traveling, and I would say I really love like meditation and breath work, which I was talking about breath work release class yesterday. But so like a lot of this stuff just kind of helps to kind of keep you in a really great place. Lot of reading. I love self-development. Like, I'm a junkie for that stuff. So, and yeah, and a little bit of cooking. I like hosting more so when I cook. I like to do for others in that way. So,
like it.
And home improvement. I can't wait to like have my own house. I'm gonna garden. I'm gonna be that gardener with gloves. I'm so excited. I want gloves. Like, I have them in my closet, but I don't really get to use them, and I want to prune things and know when I'm actually pruning properly.
There you go. There you go.
Come work on my garden.
Yeah?
That sounded...
Well,
I'll
okay,
come
good
work
night,
on-
everybody.
I'll come work on your garden, Maggie.
Yeah.
And
But
this is
seriously,
why
I'm
you're
painting my bathroom on
icons.
Monday. Do you want to come?
I'll be in Toronto, but I'm so sorry I missed that one.
Never here for
It's
me
all
when
good.
I need you.
Animate
Thank
Columbus,
you for
make
that
some
wholesome
noise,
question.
show
Thank
some
you
love.
so much.
But don't